Hi, Patricia. Thank you so much for joining us for this Color Vision interview. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Very, very happy to have you here. So listen, to begin, I wanted to ask you, what color could define your mood in this moment?
Okay. I like to say that my personality is represented by two different colors. One is violet or purple, which is my Pisces side, and the other one is orange, which represents like the Leo side. And now this week I'm more in the violet mood. Yeah, definitely.
Kind of like this?
Someone like that, something like that, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And you said that it was associated with your astrological sign, but what memory does this color trigger for you?
Okay. Difficult question. Maybe my childhood, my favorite flowers. I don't know. I don't know. It takes me directly to a place with provokes me inner peace or something like that.
Right.
It's all that takes me to that place, like inner peace, more spiritual as well. You know, when I'm in this mood, like more with myself, reading or by my own, or just thinking a lot of things, but just with myself.
Right.
That is like definitely the color. When I'm more into the social life, would be orange. I don't know if that was your question. I'm just trying to understand. Like,
you just have to answer what you're feeling in the moment. It's perfectly good. Okay. And what is your passion in life?
My passion in life is food and wine, but that's my two passions. Said I'm done. But in terms of what I do, I would say that I'm in a constant searching of the beauty and the truth, my own truth, which is probably the same thing. I mean, beauty and truth is probably the same thing for me. I've been always like really moved by the notion of light, sounds, words, emotions. So I would say that my passion is art. To sum it up, you know what I mean? Like, that's my passion.
Perfect. Food, wine, and art. That's perfect.
It sounds great, right?
What else do you need? And regarding what do you do in life? What is your field of expertise? You're like a multidisciplinary artist. What do you do?
A tricky question again. I love it. I like to say that I do things, like many of them. I would like to tag me as a multidisciplinary artist, but I won't go that far. So I say that I act, I write, I make music, and I also take pictures sometimes. That's what I do.
Okay, perfect. And regarding this situation that we're currently going through, how are you navigating the pandemic personally?
Well, pretty well actually, but it's been hard for everybody. That's a fact. For example, I'm far away from my family. My dad was isolated for a while. I'm not being able to see him. That was hard. So at the beginning, it was like I felt that my mind was full of negative thoughts and even toxic sometimes. So I just understood that I had to be more present than ever.
Okay.
So then I tried to turn those thoughts into gratitude, and then it came in form of that inner peace. I've been also like super happy because this quarantine made me write again.
Okay, that's cool.
That's nice. So I would never stop again, and it's been nice. It's been good.
Okay, and you've been able to turn the negative into a positive. That's great too.
Yeah, I mean, for me, there wasn't there wasn't another way. You know what I mean? When you are in these kind of situations, it's like you better do it, otherwise you're gonna be fine, and we don't want that.
That's perfect. That's actually awesome that you were able to do that. And what do you personally see in a few words for what's coming after the pandemic? What do you actually think the world needs after this?
Well, I'm not an expert to in order to measure that, but
Your own vision.
yeah, but what I do believe is that everything in this planet except humans has improved somehow. You know what I mean? So that would be like the main thing. Like we have to think about that. We have to do a real change. That's what I think. I don't know.
Okay, and regarding the change, do you think that maybe, as you said, like a lot of things have improved and we need to do a real change, like on the human level? Do you think this could create new values for our society and maybe change the ways humans interact between each other?
Yes, definitely. I do. I mean, the way we used to understand life has changed completely. There's a new perspective for many people about what life is. For example, I've been talking a lot about, I don't know how to say this in English, but artificial intelligence, like,
Yeah.
okay, I've been about it like with a lot of friends lately. And at the beginning, I was like very suspicious about it, even sad sometimes. But then, through our chats, I understood that it has like also a positive side, because for example, in the virtual world, you can be whoever you want to. So you can be whoever you want to, despite your race, despite your sexuality, despite your gender. What really matters is the connection that you establish with the other person, and that's beautiful. So that could be a new value, right? Like,
Absolutely. And actually, you stepped up a bit on one of the questions I was going to ask you later, which was, how do you see the virtual transformation that we're going through? Because you talked about artificial intelligence, the digital world, identity and everything. How do you see this maybe affecting the way we exchange and we socialize in the future?
This is like, I think this, I see this new world as a new place where everything is possible, where you can, for example, be at your parents without being with them, because you are far from them, you are kilometers away from them, or you can support a person on social media, or you can destroy that same person on social media. You can lose yourself on the network, which happens very often, especially with, you know, teenagers and blah blah.
Right.
But you can find what you need as well. So it's like the story of the opposite. So I think this will change when we introduce our personal values into the virtual, you know, because you don't act in the same way when you
Absolutely.
are in the world than in the real world. So there's gonna change, that is gonna change, and there will be one day when the virtual and the real world will be the same. So I think that. So that will also change like the way we behave in a way.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can see that actually. So yeah, absolutely. And from a creative perspective, which is yours, how do you see yourself maybe contributing or acting through this change? What will be your strategy? And maybe will your way of work change in any way through this?
I don't have any strategy, to be honest. I don't. But I watched a documentary the other day about feminism and mental health, like a very, very interesting documentary. There was a woman in there who said that for her, the life success, it was about thinking, feeling, and loving in an aligned way. So
Okay.
I was thinking on that, like, since then, like since I was that documentary, since I hear that phrase, I was thinking of that, and it was in my mind. I was repeating that phrase every day like a mantra, and I just realized that if we all did that, that would be like an amazing contribution to the world. So I'm just trying to practice that. How was loving, feeling, thinking in an aligned way. It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's good. Absolutely.
So
And you're trying to apply that to your own life.
I'm trying to apply to my life, my work, like my whole life, my entire life. And I think it's working. I mean, I feel good, so that must be working, right?
That's what matters, right? So that's great. Absolutely. And before I let you go, what is your vision on human beings and their environment? How do you see them evolving or the environment changing? What is your vision on that?
Well, I don't want to sound negative or
You
pessimistic.
can sound negative. If that's what you feel, you can sound negative.
Is what I feel, and it's what I do believe. We better change, or there will not be future for the human race, is what I think. Unless we make like a real change, we're done.
It's okay. It's a good negative because it's pushing us to a change, and that's what we need actually.
And it would be really sad because I truly believe that we have like all the tools to do it, and we know how to. I mean, it's not gonna be easy, and obviously, but we can do it. So if we don't do it, and this is the end for us, that's what we deserve. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's perfect. It's your vision, and actually. And actually, on those words, on those strong words, I want to thank you so much for joining us to our series of interviews and for taking the time to chat with me.
No, thanks for chatting with me. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for the question. Like, really nice question. Really, like, strong chat. I really appreciate to have this kind of conversation, especially in these moments. Thank you so much.